Tony D and Little Joan with Screenwriter's Rant on Killers of the Flower Moon by Martin Scorsese. Highly anticipated movie. Takes place during the early oil boom days, early 1900s, I'm going to say, late 1800s. Let's take a look. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 11, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. You have been checking out Amazon.com, and someone bought a book, so thank you for that. Little Joan gets a treat. So keep buying those books so my dog doesn't starve. All right, Leonardo DiCaprio's in this one, and as you can see, he's doing a lot of acting. He's always a good actor. So Martin Scorsese just nails everything about this. Man, when he does research, the time period just looks spot on to me. Based on a true story. I'm not so sure how true it is, but it looks very authentic. Leo plays a guy who shacks up with an Indian woman, and there's still fallout from, I'll say, Wild West times, although Wild West is sort of a misnomer. So you can see this is the oil boom. I'm not sure where it takes place. I'm going to guess California, maybe Osage County. Robert De Niro's in it as a very old man. He's looking very old these days. And it's about greed. Reminds me a little bit of There Will Be Blood. Got a little bit of that going for it. Coming out in October. Looks pretty epic. I mean, man, the detail here is pretty deep. There's some Wild West stuff going on. And so it doesn't really tell you what's going on, like specifically. It just gives you sort of glimpses of the era and terrible things going on. Here's someone being poisoned, I think. I don't know if you remember these old-timey photos of Native Americans. They were like this, and so he has the actress sit for one. And then there's a voiceover about, can you see the wolf? And Leo's reading a picture in the earlier part of the trailer, or he's reading a book with a picture, and it says something like, can you spot the wolf in the illustration? Then it cuts to this, and it says, can you spot the wolf? And so the implication here is there's a lot of shenanigans going on behind the screen, behind the scenes. So, yeah, I like this guy. He looks real old-timey. Man, they just nail it. They just really nail it with the clothes, and everything about this looks very authentic. So, Killers of the Flower Moon. Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Lily Gladstone, and Jesse Plemons. Yeah, sign me up. I mean, look, even when Scorsese goes off the rails, he's still pretty interesting. I mean, as much as I didn't like The Irishman, seemed like a retread of a lot of the stuff he had done, still had some interesting moments in it. Screenplay by Eric Roth and Martin Scorsese, directed by Martin Scorsese. I think that's about it. Exclusively in theaters in October. Not so sure it's a Halloween-y movie, really, but it's definitely a fall movie. You know? It's not a summer blockbuster. Summer movies tend to be more fun, I think. I think this movie, it's about right, October. Winter time would be another good place for it. Yeah. So, this is looking pretty epic. Looks like they spent a ton of money on it. Oh, man, a ton of friggin' money. And Leo, of course, he's great. He's great in everything. I've yet to see him in anything where he's terrible. Even Don't Look Up, which is a movie I hate. Leo's great in it. I mean, he nails characters like no one else. I mean, he really does. You know, back in the day, I forget which actor it was. It was an older actor. I want to say De Niro, but I'm not sure if it was him. Saw or was in a scene with Leo and just knew right then how amazing he was in terms of acting. It's like him and Johnny Depp. Have they been in a movie together? I'd love to see them two in a movie. You probably won't see it, though. Probably won't see it because they're both leading men. They're both sort of vying for the same roles. I'd love to see it, though. If they could set their egos apart, it'd be an amazing film. Amazing. And then throw Robert Downey Jr. in there. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Anna de Armas for the eye candy. I mean, I don't know what the story would be. Who would care? I mean, it would be a fantastic film, I bet. Get a guy like Scorsese to direct it. And look, Scorsese is, you know, he's the man. He's the man. Yeah, he's had some misses. I know. I know. I think his misses now are mob movies, oddly enough. You know, or mob adjacent stuff. I think he needs to get out of that era and stay out for a while. I mean, you just look at the detail on this thing. How long, man? They must be working nonstop on movies, nonstop. And look, it's not just, you know, they have a staff of guys, and the guys that Scorsese works with. I mean, pretty awesome guys. They get everything right. You know, recently you had that Russell Crowe movie, and apparently one of the prop guys must have copied a video game symbol for the Inquisition, thought it was a real deal, and put it in the movie. I don't think you'd see that kind of mistake in a movie like this, but not with Scorsese. But it just looks great. I don't know. I'm gonna go see it. So, what's it about? Not a lot of details here on the actual story. I'm gonna say first act. You know, Leo's back from the war, and he's either meeting or marrying this woman, or has married her. Maybe he's come back to her. They've suffered some troubles. It's a kind of a tough time. At some point, they discover this oil on their own land. It's a huge deal. And then it's about, I'm going to say, maybe this is on Indian land, and they're trying to finagle. The locals are trying to buy the land out from under them, and they're doing everything they can in their power to steal it. That's the vibe I'm getting because of the wolves part. And so the first act will be, of course, the wind up. The end of the first act, they discover the oil. And here's Leo reading the book, Osage, Culture and History. Oh, so that's the name of the tribe. So Leo in the second act, he being a white guy, being a little more worldly than the local natives, he's helping them. And, you know, he falls in love with her, I guess, marries her, and then tries to help the tribe. But Robert De Niro has got his own evil machinations going on. I think Robert De Niro is the bad guy in this. It always happens. The actors get older and they end up playing the bad guys or the guy who trains the good guy. And then they're out to steal the land, get the oil rights or whatever. And I'm not sure what happens here. It looks like, oh, it's a Washington, D.C., old-timey Washington, D.C. Wow. Look how they shot that. That looks amazing. Got the old-timey power lines. You got the gas lights. You got the Capitol. Man, it just looks amazing. You got this going on. I bet a lot of this was green screen, but still. You know, maybe this is a scene where they attack and try to kill Leo or one of his associates, and they want to keep the land, pump their own oil, but you know, De Niro and his men are doing everything possible to destroy them because they want all the money for themselves. Third act, whew, in a movie like this, in a movie like this, it's probably going to be a bit of a downer. Yeah, it's probably going to be a downer. It's probably going to end with Leo trying to fight these guys and then losing, or having to betray her in order to get something rather than nothing. I mean, it's going to be nuanced. It looks like that kind of movie. I would have liked a little more info on it, but when you're dealing with somebody like Martin Scorsese, I'm willing to give him a lot more leeway than a lot of other filmmakers. You know, from some guy I don't know as well, for some guy without a track record, yeah, give me some more details. I can kind of forgive Martin Scorsese a bit. And the movie does look incredible. I mean, as they say, a feast for the eyes. At the very least, it's going to be an amazing looking movie, even if the story's not that great. So, I think this is going to be kind of like The Departed, you know? Where, like, it's not necessarily going to be a happy ending for all. In fact, I suspect it's a dark ending. I haven't read the book, and I assume there's a book that this is based on. Let's read the write-up on Apple TV. I might have a reason to hook up my Apple TV, finally. Based on David Grann's broadly lauded best-selling book, Killers of the Flower Moon, set in the 1920s Oklahoma, depicts the serial murder of members of the oil-wealthy Osage Nation, a string of brutal crimes that came to be known as the Reign of Terror. Oh, wow. Really should have included that more in the trailer, I think. Directed by Martin Scorsese and screenplay by Eric Roth and Scorsese, the film stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Lily Gladstone, Jesse Plemons, Tantu Cardinal, Cara Jade Myers, Janae Collins, and Gillian Dion. Yeah, looks like Apple spent some serious money on this thing. Okay, so it's about a serial killer. Or serial killings. No, serial murder. Serial murder, yeah. Of the oil-wealthy Osage Nation. Yeah, so it's kind of what I said. I mean, they're probably killing them all one by one so they could take the land. And Leo's sort of witness to it, and he's trying to stop it, but he can't. And then perhaps, I don't know, it's based on a true story. I don't know if Scorsese necessarily will follow it that closely, or if the book did, but I suspect Leonardo is the survivor, but kind of gets screwed in the end. Perhaps he betrays, you know, perhaps his wife dies and he ends up kind of betraying her, but like it's the only way he can survive, but he feels terrible about it, kind of thing. But man, yeah, it looks deep. It looks deep. I don't know if I want to read more about this or not. I kind of want to be surprised in the movie. Apple TV. I gotta wait till October, huh? October 6th. Ooh, in theaters. Or Apple TV. I mean, it's a tough choice. Tough choice. All right. Anyhow, it looks good, though. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble. Sorry about the late video from yesterday for My Fat Greek Wedding Part 3. For some reason, the video wouldn't load, and I had to load it up today. I'll be back with more videos later. Running a little late today, as always. Trying to get my stuff together. Friday, I'll be at the Devil's Creek Brewery. That's tomorrow at 7 p.m. for another brewery appearance where I tell you all how to hunt the Jersey Devil. Saturday is Walt Fest. in Laurel Springs. And Sunday is the Marlton Market. So hope to see you at one of them. It's going to be a big weekend. See you in the next one.